Again, this Lovepreneurship podcast. We got Coach Yinka rocking out with us, taking it to the next level. We are talking about that Divinora Doula program because mompreneurs, y'all need to tune in. If you got a mompreneur out there, you need to tune in. You look at him trying to talk to what you got to say out there. One, three, because your program needs to be that simple. And if it's not as simple as one, three, then you're not doing it right. So you got to take yourself to the next level. Coach Yinka is going to teach us about what it takes to make sure you get one of these when you start your hormone challenge, because many people have been asking her about the hormone challenge. She has been taking it to the next level by being unafraid to teach our people about what they need to do. And so for her in particular, we also want to be able to uh, really just be a call out to the mompreneurs, build that doula network, because we're seeing too many mompreneurs are doing this by themselves, and not enough dadpreneurs even know where to start. So we definitely want you to educate the dadpreneurs, especially because everything we do on this channel is more so to educate the divine masculine that I am as well, and the divine masculine is out there. I feel I can be educated, but I always can know more. And so we always want to just educate more fathers on the process and the things that the mompreneurs are going through. And so before we even begin there, because we're talking on lovepreneurship, what is a lovepreneurship? I heard you ask the question, Coach Yinka. And so what we want, you heard her out there, right? We want to lay the foundation. So what is a lovepreneur? Lovepreneur is a mompreneur, a dadpreneur, plus the childpreneur coming together for family business, and that equals lovepreneurship. And so without further ado, we want to welcome Coach Yinka. Give her a round. Give her a clap. You can clap it up now, son. Give that clap. Give that clap. Give that clap. Give that clap.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am honored to be here. I appreciate the invitation and the work
Amen.
that we're creating together.
Amen. Amen. Talk to the people. Tell the people a little about yourself, where they can find you, what started you on this hormone challenge journey, and then we can get into the questions.
Absolutely. So, I'm Coach Yinka, and I started my business off with my snack shop. I'm pretty sure that's where everybody knows me from. My snack shop. I'm at my snack shop on all platforms right now. And I started the hormone challenge by way of getting women to focus on their holistic healing, to focus on their womb healing. And it started, I tell my students all the time, every healer heals themselves first. That's what qualifies you to be a healer, not a certification, not a degree. No, not you trying to heal somebody else, but it comes from you healing yourself. So, as myself being my first client, I went through the journeys of self discovery, self awareness, self love. Why does my environment look like this? Why am I accepting this in this lifestyle? And as I went further into that, coming into spirituality, coming into holistic with herbal remedies and things like that, I found myself correlating the different bodies to come to one body. So we have a mental body, we have a physical body, we have a spiritual body. When all of them are in sync together, we get our God body. And that's the goal of the hormone challenge, to get women to see, even though you're coming into the program, they think we're talking about womb healing and yoni steaming and all that stuff. We don't be talking about none of that. We talking about consciousness, God consciousness, getting you on your path. What are you here for? What are you designed to do? And let's get you on path to doing that. And that's what gets you your hormones and your life ultimately intact. So yeah. And then
Wow,
going
wow, wow.
that got me into doula work. I was not here to become a doula. I I knew what it was, but I wasn't really into any of that. Like, my clients forced me into doulaship because they were like, okay, well, we here, we having babies, so who you gonna send us back to the hospital? So I'm
Amen.
like, oh Lord, let me go do some studying.
Amen. Amen. Those are the best ones. Those are the best ones. The clients kept you in the flow, and that says that you resonated high with them, and so that's really good to know right there. A quick question that just popped into my mind, for the women out there. How do you know if you're going through a hormone challenge problems, and what are some signs that women can look to that may let them know that they will be ready for your class and things of that nature?
That's a great question, actually. How to identify hormonal dysfunction? It's so many ways, but I'm gonna stick to the top, maybe top three ways. The very first way that I know is how you treat other women, your relationship with other women. And your relationship with who you are attracting. So I would say specifically women is how I can spot it a mile away, but you can identify with it by your relationships in general. If you're not in a headspace to attract, even with your counterparts, if you're not attracting providers, if you're not attracting balanced divine masculine people, if you're attracting toxic relationships, friends, or intimate relationships, that is a reflection of your hormonal health. Mentally, if you're very moody, and women get a pass with being delusional because we society has already deemed us as moody individuals, but it's not normal for you to be on your cycle and wanting to, throw, stuff at the wall, and, being what we call unstable creature to people because you're on your cycle or because you're pregnant. Those are not balanced hormones. You should always be at a state of bliss. You should always be happy. So when you are in excruciating pain during your menstrual cycles, if you are uncomfortable, if you are very moody, those are ways that you know that your hormones are out of whack. And then the last one, spiritually, you know that you're out of whack if your hormones are out of balance, if you feel that you are unfulfilled in life, meaning that you just getting by, you just existing, you just on a rabbit trail, you have no idea what you was called here to do, why you was here, you literally just working to pay bills and die. Those are all the top three general reasons that you'll know that you need the hormone challenge, because when your womb is flowing, everything else in your life will flow harmoniously.
Man, you might have to drop the mic, but you might need that. You might need that. Hey, you got the stove on?
Nah,
You
not right
cooking?
now.
Cause you cooking, cuz you over there cooking, man. Listen, that was good because I really heard a lot of takeaways right there. You know what I mean? A lot of it really just sounds of awareness, and it's so tough to bring self awareness because much of our awareness is based on other people's standards of what
Right.
health looks like or what positivity looks like, and so I really hear within that is just the importance of truly knowing yourself, truly
Mhm.
knowing where you came from, where you plan to go. And to some of the things that you brought up, what are some ways women can combat that with our Divinora Doula program?
So the hormone challenge, we do womb wellness assessments right off the bat to actually gauge where you are. A lot of people don't know how to assess themselves. That's the reason why they can't decipher where they come from, what's happening right now, and how to plan for the future, because they're not good at assessing things. Assessing things mean that you have to, for one, be authentic enough to tell the truth. And it's not for nobody but you. So tell the truth to yourself. A lot of us are in denial of our actual truths. So being able to see that, we assess ourselves by doing a womb wellness profile, and on that, I make them immediately after go to tell me what you want your life to look like. And it's really like therapy. If you've ever been to therapy before, if you've ever been to counseling before, we go through the $1 million question. If money wasn't an issue, what would your life look like? What would you be doing? And most people cannot answer that question because they have no idea. Everybody want $1 million, but what you gonna do with that?
That's good.
You probably really need like 60,000. You don't really need $1 million. So what life do you actually want? What lifestyle do you want? Because even with my students, not just my clients, I teach them that I help you create a brand. Your lifestyle, your brand is your lifestyle. We don't create businesses. Um we don't create brands that fit the business. We create businesses that fit our lifestyle, because there's no reason why you're like, oh well, I want to travel, but I want children. Create a lifestyle where your children can travel with you. It's it's just too much like right to do that. So the hormone challenge helps you to get into your creative bag. It helps you to get into your the flow of what the womb actually can do when it's being treated and nurtured properly.
No, that's good. That's good. That's good. Because a lot of times you got to be able to know what's nurturing you. And so this is already taking us to the next level already. I can already see people being healed just from listening to this. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Coach Yinka is dropping gems. Make sure y'all are catching these right here. Because what are we talking about? We're talking about that lovepreneurship. And more specifically, we're talking about the mompreneurship aspect to what we do. And specifically, our partnership with Divinora, right? Because that's part of our Doula program. You sleepy. One. Yeah, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. See, this is oh yeah, yeah, that's what it is. He want to start eating with his mama. Yeah, but you can't always eat with mama eating, right? And so, since we're on the topic of eating, what are some of those things for hormone challenges that we can eat that can better regulate the hormone that you definitely recommend for your clients?
Well, this is a secret that I don't really like telling people for real, for real. But when we're looking at the hormone challenge, the first 30 days, you're not eating anything. You're cleansing, you're juicing, you're on a liquid diet for 30 days. And that's what starts the process of shedding. You're not eating anything. You're juicing fruits that are cleansing. You might, depending on what your custom journey looks like. Some people need more revitalization than they need cleansing at the time. So it's always customized, but we want more womb healing fruits. Womb healing fruits, papayas, the pineapples, any type of melon, and seeded things. I know it's kind of hard to find things that are seeded, but if we find more, be intentional with finding more organic seeded fruits. That helps as well. But is you really can't go wrong with too many fruits as it is. But the first 30 days of the hormone challenge, we're definitely juicing those type of fruits, and then the vitamin D type things, so oranges, and then getting sun. Those are good things to help balance those hormones and promote fertility. And then um, beets are really good. When we're talking about revitalizing and putting vegetables more into that, beets are really good as well. But you kind of on a basic level to be able to gauge that, look at it from the place of the chakras. And when you're dealing with the hormones, you're dealing with the sacral chakra and the root chakra. So eating things that are red and green that are not processed. We're not talking about Cheetos, but carrots, squash, butternut squash, things like that that are in color. The vibration of that color would also help with the sacral chakra.
No, that's good. That's good. I like definitely the game that's being given, and a lot of what I heard was alkaline in nature. Alkaline in
Hmm.
nature is really what we have to start focusing on. And so what we're hearing is really. And so, son, you want to read this one? You ready? You ready, buddy? A digital course designed to merge love. That is 1, 3. Simple as 1, 2, 3. Because if you're not as simple as 1, 2, 3, then you're hustling backwards. Stand up on them, son. Tell them. Exactly, because this is part of the childpreneur program, and this is why we bring our son on, as well as also gaining practice. Because too many entrepreneurs are hustling backwards, right? They're not bringing their love, what they love, and the entrepreneurial grind together. And so, what is Lovepreneurs Grant Course? We heard you out there. It's where love meets entrepreneurship. It's a digital grants course designed to merge your love and entrepreneurship to exalt the Most High more specifically. Because wow, we put the Most High at the center of our business plan, and you should do the same. Because are you an entrepreneur? Yeah, clap up the Most High, bro. You already know. He said, clap up the Most High. You better stop playing with him. You know what I'm talking about? Are you an entrepreneur driven by both passion and purpose? The Lovepreneur Grants course is a digital grants program that merges love and entrepreneurship to exalt the Most High that you respectfully recognize. So we go beyond a typical business course by infusing faith-based values into every step and offering hands-on support to secure your real funding for your venture. So our mission is to help you grow to a successful business that honors your values, serves others, and achieves financial sustainability through grants and sponsorships. So that's our focus, right? That's our focus. So what do you get when you pull up with us? You get that one grant rate per month. You get that 9 sponsorship proposals submitted monthly. And we don't just stop at the grants. We take you to the next level. You get that 9 strategy calls covering our 9-step process. And so again, what we're specifically talking about right now is an aspect of the mompreneurship, right? Because so many moms, when they are taking care of themselves financially, they gotta have the baby because you know what I'm saying. With fruitfulness comes multiplication, baby. If you're being fruitful, you gotta multiply, right? That's just how this works. So what we're seeing is the issue is that too many people are just working to be fruitful, they're just working to be fruitful and not multiplying. And so we got to get them back on par with the Most High because the Most High said both things. He didn't just say be fruitful. He didn't just say have an Amex card. He said pass your Amex card to your children. You did. Straight up is what he said because everything is rented. And so if you don't rent, if you don't see ahead, then we're going to be behind. And so that's one aspect that we really have our sister here talking to the mompreneurs, right? Also led by my wife, Ikairo Fwani. We provide what we are providing today. So y'all can check the live just to make sure. Holistic business support for mothers, balancing. Clap up the mothers. You right. Clap up the mothers, man. Stop playing with the mothers out here. You know what I'm saying? For mothers, balancing entrepreneurship and family. So we partner with Divinora, also led by Yinka, to offer Coach Yinka, put some respect on it, to offer Divinora's Doula program, providing lovepreneur moms with the emotional, spiritual, and business resources they need to thrive. And so, talk to us about aspects or things or reasons why mompreneurs should consider the Divinora program, Sister Yinka.
Absolutely. You should consider the Divinora program because as a mother, a lot of women don't honor themselves. They lose their identity in being a mother. So this will help you to gain back your autonomy and your own destiny's path of doing what you were designed to do, your life purpose and what your path is. A part of I think that a lot of women forget is that a part of your journey is being a mother. That's one of the hats that you wear. But before anything, you had a purpose and design before you got to this before you came to the take your first breath. God had a plan for you, and if we are not operating in our gift and our purpose, then it can't make way for us. So there's no way. Entrepreneurship is way more spiritual than it is anything else, so there's no way that you can be successful in entrepreneurship if you don't have that spiritual balance.
Man, I had to turn the mic on. I was over here snapping. I had the mic off. You gotta hear these snaps. You gotta hear these snaps. Now that's dropping. You dropping these mics, man. But you gotta pick them up because you might need that. You might need that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Listen, y'all got to make sure y'all are taking yourself to the next level because what she just said is spot on, man. Spot on. You have to be able to know yourself. You got to be able to know yourself, is what I'm hearing, the reoccurring theme. And so, what if you don't know yourself, Coach Yenka? You know, what are some of the ways that you support the mompreneurs to help them know themselves?
There are so many different ways for you to find out who you are. My motto is always self-awareness is the only awareness that we need. We try to get so much information on things outside of us and be scholars and things outside of us. But if you have no clue who you are completely off of your path. There are different divination systems. There are basic things like a natal chart reading, your numerology. We just go down a rabbit hole of knowing all the things that we can know about ourselves from a basic human level with things that are already out here. So we use human design. We use all of those things to actually assess who are you. All of those things, because science is so important, mathematics are so important. The universe already had this put together for you to find a way to get back to yourself. So we just use what God already gave us to find ourselves.
Amen. That's love, and the concept you just the precept you just spoke about, we call it Kua. You know, the science of loving what you already are. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
that's literally the purpose of life. You already love, or at least better figuring out why you love what you already are.
Right.
You know, is the key because if you can truly get to the reason and get to the process of it all, or enjoy the journey of it all, it's more what it becomes about rather than just the trinkets or the things that comes with the entrepreneurial journey. So that's amazing there. So y'all make sure y'all tap in because this is a lot of what we're talking about in our Divinora Doula program that's taking people to the next level. One big thing that we started off with a lot of the lead from the Doula program is the hormone challenge. So that's kind of why we led off from the hormone challenge to the Divinora Doula program. And so, talk to us about if sisters are interested in making that journey, how do they
Mhm.
get started, and or at least how do they know which one is better for them? Or can they
Well,
do
the
both?
yeah, the doula program is only effective if you're pregnant, because that's me taking you as a spiritual doula and a birth doula, taking you through that process of actually bringing physical birth into the world. But even that is an initiation within itself, whether it's your first child or your 10th child. Every child or every time you have to go through that process of giving birth, it's a different initiation. So understanding spiritually what your assignment is, even during pregnancy, is what our doula program is about. But I will refer most people to the hormone challenge first, because we want to fix as many things that we can fix before the baby get here. So if you don't know nothing about yourself, we don't need to for you to be procreating to bring more unawareness to the world. So the more that you know yourself, the more that you get your hormones balanced so that you can be intentional with birth. I think that we really strayed away from having planned pregnancies and having planned families. Being intentional on who you're procreating with is really the focus of the hormone challenge, because although most of my clients are already coming in as to a relationship, one of my questions in the consultation is, are you single, married, or dating? Because if you're it's harder if you're in this program and you've invested into this program and you're with a partner that's not even in alignment, because it's going to be a tough pill to swallow to be like, yeah, he the problem. It's not you. And I've seen that. I've seen it where you've been married 6 or 7 years. As soon as they start working with me, of course, the man had to get out of the picture. And less than 6 months later, they pregnant, been trying to get pregnant for 10 years. That happens because it's not always the woman. And I want women to really take their power back. And it's not always you. Most of the time, it don't even have nothing to do with the physical. It's all spirit, where spirit, like, I'm trying to dodge you a bullet, ma'am. You don't need to have no baby with this guy. But all of that still has to start with the hormone challenge of being able to identify that first, and then being properly prepared to plan what this actually looks like.
Now that's powerful. That's powerful. I heard a couple things there too. So is it almost a way to read it that if the body receives a pregnancy, then that was something that the body was willing to accept, or how do we interpret that, if you don't mind us asking?
Ah, man, that's a great, great question. And I love the way you formed it, because you said the body is willing to, because it can still not be good, but the body is still willing to go through that cycle. And what that looks like is sometimes is not the body not willing to, and your ancestors not about to let it happen. And that's why it's not going to happen. But when the body is willing to, we starting to see a rise in, especially in our melanated women, we're starting to see a rise in post preeclampsia. So with preeclampsia, to my theory, and I'm gonna stick to it, that is 100% on the man, because we're not intentional again on merging the divine masculine and the divine feminine before you eat, while you're going through the hormone challenge. If my partner, if you have a partner, they have their own assignment as well. They're supposed to be doing what you're doing, because it's pointless if you're cleaning up house and then you're still mixing with what we call the liquid light, and it ain't no light, it's just darkness. So what the way that we see what I see with preeclampsia is that when that sperm starts to start making that placenta, and you procreated with somebody that wasn't in alignment with who you where you're at, that's going to be heightened. And the baby trying to now abort earlier by raising the blood pressure or all the other things that come with preeclampsia. But on a spiritual level, that's what's happening. The body is still trying to reject what you just allowed, but it was willing to go through it when it decided to connect. So yes, that's a great way to see it.
That's good. That's good, man. It got real science in here, man. I feel like
Yeah.
that's good. And that's where we want to take it, man. Because I'm definitely just learning a lot more, even just about the aspect of the body, and
Hmm.
that's definitely a good way to for us to start to take our power back, and more specifically for the divine feminine to take her power back, because that's something that men are very aloof about or very unaware about as it relates to just procreation and choice, and we don't really realize the power we in our actions many of times is what I see in the way that a lot of divine masculines are moving. And so, I guess what would be your word out to those divine masculines as it relates to how they can support their divine feminine through a hormone challenge, if you don't mind us asking?
Yes. So the best way to support is to go through it with her. because that was the biggest change. Like my audience, they're now starting to see me switch from my snatch shop to Divinora. And with Divinora, the difference between the two brands is my snatch shop was fully focused on the womb of the woman, the physical womb, and helping her to balance that. But we also have a womb of the mind, and that's more where the healing happens for the divine masculine. And so this time around with the hormone challenge, I've actually created a side curriculum for the men, for them to actually go through that program with them. So that's the beauty of it, and it goes into many different things, many different layers of coming together and supporting each other by way of tantra, just energy healing and things like that. But the best way for them to start off is when she's fasting, you're fasting. Do it together, be her support system. When it's that time of the month, like, because during that time there has to be abstinence, because we it's just like when you go to the doctor, you have to isolate from everything so that we can actually target the problem. Are you the problem, or is it him? Is it your hormones, or is it stress? Like, we have to be able to isolate to see what that is. And if we're still getting there's still intimacy happening and that's the problem, we're not going to be able to see it. And then a lot of women will blame themselves for that. So the best thing is for both of y'all to still be in the same mind space that, hey, we're about to be healing together, we're about to be fasting together, praying together. That's the best way that you can support during the hormone challenge.
Hey, like, share, and subscribe, man. If you just picked up some of those gems that our sister just dropped, man, because I'm telling you, she took it to the next level. She took us all to the place that we as divine masculine needs to be. Because again, are we the type of people that are just pointing in the direction to go, or are we walking with the people? Are
Mm-hmm.
we right there with the people? And so that's critical for this process, because a true divine masculine has to lead her in order to be the leader. You dig? And so let's take it to the next level. We're getting close to our time, our 30-minute mark. This has been an amazing segment. We're gonna have a part two. We gotta have a part two because there's way more questions that we
Absolutely.
didn't even get into. We didn't even get through our full spill. We were really just asking questions. But
Right.
really, I wanted to leave the remaining time with you, just to leave the people on it with a message that they need to hear, that could take them to the next level as it relates to the hormone challenge or the doula program.
What was the first part of that question? Your mic kind of went out.
Oh yeah, I was saying, just leave the people on something that they need to hear to take them to the next level.
Oh, let me tap into my wisdom box. Something that the people need to hear as it pertains to, I'm going to give you what spirit is giving me for this year, as far as the trajectory of this year, not just in business, but as a whole, where the planet is looking. Um, Love, intimacy, and relationships is going to be the highlight of this year. um Being in alignment with your spirit team, and when I say spirit team, I'm talking about your spirit family, like people that you're naturally connecting to, that you're naturally elevating to, but elevated people. Being in alignment with those people are what's going to make you get to the next level, because I've seen it on so many different ways. It's not going to happen without community. It's so easy to get distracted. It's so easy to start by yourself, but once you get acclimated, when they say, when the student is ready to teach, you'll find you are that teacher, and you learn that the more you teach yourself, because once you raise your vibration, you start to navigate to your spiritual family, and that's how you get to where you are, or where you're looking for, and how you sustain it. Yeah.
I know you gotta keep that cook going. You guys got to snap over
But yeah, that's how you sustain it. And then once you decide, I say that everything comes with a decision. Every single day we make decisions, and it's not just the decision to wake up. All of those come into place, but when you make daily intentional decisions, what am I eating today, and make it an intentional decision. Who am I talking to? How much time I'm spending on the phone? How much time I'm spending on behind a screen? Being intentional with your time is very important in this season of being strategic in everything that you do. So really honing in on being organized and structured and intentional with every decision that you make is going to help us all as a people collectively increase the consciousness of the people.
Amen, amen. And with your point of organs or organization, we got to step back into the body. We gotta not just be separate organizations. We gotta come together. And so that's so big. That's so big. Man, make sure y'all give a sister a round of applause out there, man. She just dropped jewels for the mompreneurs, for the dadpreneurs, for the lovepreneurs, for the childpreneur. You know what I'm saying? Taking it to the next level. Because we all need to hear this. Because if the information isn't simple as one, if it's as simple as one, three, then it's not good enough, right? If it's not simple as one, they say, I'm ready now, daddy. You see what I'm saying? If it's not simple as one, three, right? Because there's power in unity. And we have to take ourselves to the next level. And so that's one thing I just heard the sister really leave us on is collectivism. There's a war against individualism that we're leading. And we have to get back to that collective mindset, back to that hive mindset, back to that team mindset, back to that family mindset. And so we appreciate you all for tuning in and taking yourself that seriously. I love what our sister said is that, your awareness, being able to know what you need, and once you're already on track, your spiritual family will show. And so we have to become that master in our life. And so if you need help becoming that master, don't be afraid to become a lovepreneur. Join the Lovepreneurship Network. We're taking things to the next level. These are one of the beautiful coaching strategies you get to have on a reoccurring basis. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to grow. The more you learn, the more you earn. You dig? And so on that note, sister, you got anything else you want to leave the people with?
Now y'all get signed up for this Lovepreneur. Where can they find it?
Yeah, you already know. Hit that link tree, man. Link tree dash lovepreneurship. You know what I'm talking about? Hit that link in the bio, man. It's everywhere that you need to know it. You know what I'm talking about? Don't make it hard for yourself, because this is your moment to put your love and your entrepreneurship grind together. Don't hustle backwards, right? Put your family together, finish that family that you started, and more specifically, completion, right? Is really what you're looking for. Done is better than perfect. So you're looking for to be complete as a being, and so start with really putting your plans together. Take time to strategize for yourself. Invest in yourself. Don't just invest in so much other people and never get it back. No, take the time out. We spend $250 every day on random things, right? But how much time did you invest $250 for yourself, for your business, and even our lifetime access of 2000, right? Take yourself to the next level, right? Y'all got income taxes money coming through, man. Y'all better put your money down on that when that refund comes, right? So don't wait. And actually, if you also do need your taxes done, we can help you with that too. We're doing more tax consulting, you know what I'm talking about. So don't be afraid. There's no excuse, right? This is all about us making our grants, taking entrepreneurial grounds more seriously, because the children are watching. Because Zion doesn't need to wonder how he gonna make his money. He already gonna be able to have video on how to make his money. So make sure y'all tap in and tune into the frequency and keep going. Amen. And on that note, we're gonna close out on lovepreneurship. Yeah.